Hello everyone, it's Trish here from Handmade by Trish. Today I'm coming on just to show you how to make this very cute little wee gift box handbag. I've got 3 of them here. Out of 1 sheet of Stampin' Up! Designer series paper, the 12 by 12 paper, you can get 4 of these little bags out of 1 sheet. I will put the dimensions in the descriptions below. You need 1 piece of 6" by 6" designer series paper. This is patterned on both sides, so on the inside of the bag, I'll just open up this one here. On the inside of the bag you'll see the pattern from the other side. Close that up. So you need 1 sheet of 6 by 6 designer series paper. This little piece of paper, this is going to form our flap, and this is 1 3/4 inches by 2 1/4 inches. Then we need 2 pieces which are going to be the handles, and that's 5 inches by 1/4 inch. So to start with, I'm going to deal with the flap. If you have a corner punch, Stampin' Up! Don't do these anymore, but if you do have one, it's nice just to round off 2 of the corners on the narrow side. So these are what's going to be in the front, and this will be at the back. That can stay straight. If you don't have a corner punch, don't worry, it is optional, that bit. You can do it straight, or if you want to, you can just round it off with a pair of scissors. I'm then using the basic black Stampin' Right marker. I'm going to use the thin tip here, and I'm just going to draw around the edges some stitching. This just adds a little bit of detail, make it a little bit more interesting. You could do this on the handles too if you wanted to. I don't, but you absolutely could. And I've just used Daffodil Delight cardstock here because that's the yellow in the designer series paper that I'm using. This particular designer series paper is called Hues of Happiness. I believe it's only got a month left before it's retiring. If you're seeing this video, we're now at the beginning of April 2023, and I believe it's going to be retiring at the end of April, that paper, and I've got a feeling it might be on special, so now's a great time to pick up some. So using the scoring board, putting your designer series paper in the top left corner. I'm trying to block out the sun for you because I've got no curtains on my window, and the sun's coming in quite bright. So using your scoring tool, you're going to score along one side at 2 1/4 inches. Oops. 2 1/4 and at 3 3/4. Then you're going to turn it 90 degrees, and on the second side you're going to score at 1 3/4 and 4 1/4. Okay, that's all the scoring we need to do. So I'll pop that away. Okay, so now we're going to fold along each of our score lines, and just use your bone folder to make those folds nice and crisp. Okay, then using your paper snips, just find where I put mine. So with the skinny part along the middle, that's going to be the base of our bag. So we want that to be horizontal to us, and we're going to cut our first score line along the score line all the way up to the first intersection, the first score line the other way. And then we're going to do that on the other side up to that first. Oops, I'm going crooked. I'm struggling to see the score line on this paper. Then we're going to turn it 180 degrees, and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So cutting along the score line right up to that intersection with that first score line. So you can see how quick and easy this box is, because basically we're going to fold our flaps here, fold them in like so, and that is going to create the base of our bag. So when we bring up one side, you will see that it actually is taller than the side pieces, and that's how you want it to be. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue along this fat flap. Fold up our two sides, fold up, and then where you've got that little bit hanging over, you're just going to use your fingers to just fold over the top there. And if you want to, you can use your bone folder just to make that crease better. And then you'll see that's the first side of our bag done. And now we're going to do the same on the other side. So a little bit of glue, fold your two flaps in, go up the side with your larger flap, and then just using your fingers, fold that over to form our box. And just using the bone folder again. There we go. So that is the base of our bag. How quick is that and simple? So now using your fingers, you're going to push in the sides here and then just bring the top corners together. So you might want to just soften the side paper just so that it folds-ish. You don't want to fold it. You just want to kind of ease it into position. So it's a bit like the old-fashioned doctor's bags. Okay, so that's the base of our bag. Now if we go back to this bit that we prepared earlier, which is going to be our flap, using your bone folder, you want to give it quite a good curve. So we're just going to use our bone folder to curve the cardstock. You can see that there. And then also with our straps, we're going to do the same, and we want these to be quite curved. I'll do one bit each way. Okay, so we're going to put the flap on first, and I'm using here the Stampin' Seal Plus, because it's got a good strong hold, and of course with it being a dry adhesive, we don't need to wait for it to dry. And we're just going to run that along the top of the side that's going to go on the back of the bag. So if you have rounded off your corners, it's basically on the side that's not rounded off, on the back there. And then deciding on what you want to be the front of your box. Oh, they're both pretty, aren't they? I'll make that the front. So if this is going to be the back, you just want to come down so that the adhesive isn't sticking out over the top, and we'll just eyeball it, roughly center it, and we'll put that there. Now as a closure for the bag, I'm using these little Velcro dots. I bought these online, I think on Amazon. And I only need half of a dot, so I'm just going to snip that one in half and just snip one of these fluffy ones in half. Now I like to use my tweezers to apply these, because the less contact it has with your skin the better, to keep the adhesive nice and sticky. And I put the rough loopy side of the Velcro on first, and I'm just going to eyeball that too and put it roughly in the center and push that down with my finger. Then I'm going to get the soft side of the adhesive of the dot, and I'm just going to attach it to the loopy side. And like I say, you want to try and touch it as little as possible. I'm just using the edge of my fingernail and my tweezers. That's it, just so it's sitting on there. Okay, so now using my fingers to sort of pinch that in again, we're just going to put the flap down as far as you'd like it to close. And then I'm just going to use my tweezers just to push that and just give it a minute to hold it, just so that that adheres to both parts of the paper. So while that's adhering, I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow multi-purpose glue, just a tiny little bit on each of these ends of the handles. You don't need a lot of glue. The more glue you put, the longer it's going to take to dry, and it'll all ooze out the side. And although it dries clear, it does dry a little bit sticky. Okay, so we've got a little bit of glue on here and on the other side. Now with the handles, if you want the box to open up fully, let me show you one here that I've prepared earlier. If you want it to open up fully, you need to have each handle on one handle on the front and one on the back. If you do it so that the handle goes this way, you are limited into how far you can open your box. It restricts the opening of the box. So I recommend doing it where you pop one part on the edge here, then we're just going to twist the handle, turn and twist it so that both pieces of the handle are sticking to the front. And you will need to, with the glue, you will need to just hold it for a wee bit. Just make sure it's dry, because there's quite a little bit of tension around that paper. With it being twisted like that, it kind of wants to straighten out. So you need to really make sure that that glue is dried and adhered so that it's not moving anywhere. So that's the front handle. And then we do exactly the same for the back. A little bit on each side. Whoops, way too much on that one. Try and skip some of it off. And we'll put that on there. Grab the other side and put that there. And just hold it for a little bit to really adhere nicely. Because if the glue's not dry, it'll just, the tension in the cardstock will just pull it sideways or pull it off altogether. And we don't want that. Okay, so there's our bag. We're just going to grab some of these champagne rhinestones. I believe these are also going to be retiring in the next month. So what you could use after that, if you don't have access to those, is the rhinestone basic jewels. These are still going to be available, and you can colour these any colour you like using the Stampin' Blend markers. So you could use that as an alternative. I'm just going to take one of these off and just pop it roughly in the middle. Whoops. Roughly in the middle there. Just like so. And there is our very sweet, very quick little gift box. This would be perfect for jewellery, wouldn't it? A nice pair of earrings or a pendant or something like that. And just open up the Velcro and put your little gift inside. If you don't have Velcro, you could potentially use magnets or some other closure of your choice. I hope you give it a try and look forward to seeing what everybody does. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.